Hello and welcome to part 4. I thought we'd try something slightly different this time. Don't know if it's going to work, but that's the exciting bit. Oh look, it's the title. Ooh, wouldn't have expected that. But anyway, remember, it's about loyalty. Okay, we're going to talk through the rest of Act 1, Scene 7. Why is this an important scene in terms of loyalty? How does Lady Macbeth react to Macbeth's loyalty to Duncan? How does Shakespeare show the persuasion by Lady Macbeth in terms of language, structure and techniques? So, remember, he's decided not to kill Duncan. Does she go, "Ooh, there we are then, what do you want for your tea?" Or does she decide, actually, not very happy with this, he's gone against me. Right, I thought at this point we might look at two thesps acting out the bit of the scene. Oh look, it's Gandalf. No, it's not, it's Macbeth. And there's also M from James Bond. Yes, it's Ian McKellen and Judi Dench, and they're going to act out the scene for us. How exciting. Right, let's have a look, see what they've got to say. Ooh, stopped working. No, it is working. Okay.
What news?
He is almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, not he has.
We will proceed no further in this business.
Uh-oh.
He hath honoured me of late, and I brought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which will be worn now and then new as to gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was a hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since?
She's not happy.
And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? Ah! From this time, such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat of the adage?
Pretty prince, I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
Thank you both. Right, we might leave that there just for a second. And we're going to go back to the PowerPoint. Right, we're going back to the PowerPoint. And I'm going to do it slightly differently this time. You've just heard them talk this scene through, act this scene through. They didn't bother talk it, they lived it. Okay, we will proceed no further in this business, he says. He, that's Duncan, have honoured me of late, and I have brought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which should be worn now in the newest gloss, not cast aside so soon. His loyalty has brought him golden opinions from sorts of people. People think highly of him, which should be worn now in the newest gloss, not cast aside so soon. He should be enjoying his status at the moment, as being respected. He's been given a title. People think a lot of him. As we saw in the first scene, he's perceived as this hero, and he should be enjoying that, is what he said. And living up to that. However, as I said, she doesn't take it easily. Was the hope drunk? Has it slept since? So in other words, were you drunk when you made these promises, and now you've sort of woken up with a hangover? Hope for the future, hope to become king, has sort of had second thoughts, as if it's something you might say when it's drunk. So she's belittling him. Green and pale, it's sickly, is what she's saying there. And then she wheels out the big guns, really. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? It's this word afeard. Are you afraid to act as, in what you desire? And are you live as a coward in thine own esteem? So she's using words, really, which would really rile him up. We know he's a hero, we know he's brave, so she's calling him afraid and a coward. And we talked through, if you remember, the adage of the cat that wanted the fish but wouldn't get its paws wet. So she's sort of making fun of him. Right, let's go back to Ian and Jude and see what they've got to say in the rest of the scene.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you would be so much more of a man. nor time, nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I've given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn, as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail.
Okay. I dare do all that become a man. Who dares do more is none. He's done everything he can. If he dares do more, he won't be a man. In other words, you know, a man doesn't kill his friends. Again, he's struggling with his loyalty. He's saying that he won't be. He'll become something less than a man, maybe an animal, if he goes through and kills Duncan. And she says, what beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? She's saying it's not exactly manly to be unloyal to me, to break this enterprise, break your promises to me. When you do it, here we are, she's really playing up to him now. When you do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you'll be so much more the man. So in other words, he'd be more attractive. We talked through what it meant to be the man, do you remember? And you know, what sort of things that meant. There were a number of meanings you could put on that. So you could discuss that and how she's asking him to be loyal to her, not Duncan. She says this, she wields out this idea that if she had made any promise to him, she would go through with it. And she has this most horrific image that even if she had promised to smash a baby's brains out, she would have done it if she had promised him. And she uses this juxtaposition of smiling in my face, the babe that milks me, and then it becomes a very violent image. It becomes a very it turns a tender image into a very violent one. Plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, if she'd sworn it. So she's basically saying there is no promise she would make to him that she would go back on. And we just caught the beginning of this. He asks if we should fail. Yeah, so he's still asking these questions. What happens if we fail? And she says, we fail. You know, so, well, I'd better to have tried than not. She's so determined. And screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. She's very determined. She's using these imperatives. We won't fail. Okay, let's just hear the rest of the scene.
But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, which all the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory the water of the brain shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only, when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but nails. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood their sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers? But they have done it.
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to his terrible fate. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth never.
Right. Okay. So, we'll not fail. Her determination takes over. The plan, look at the plan, we talked about that, how she is the one going through this plan and persuading him that really they can't fail. She makes it sound easy, she makes it sound as if this has been well rehearsed. He says that she shall have nothing. No, she shall have no children but males, because she's so strong, is what he's saying. We've talked through that as well. And then it said, "Will it not be received when marked with blood, etc.?" Who's going? She says, "Who's going to question us? And we shall make our griefs and clamour raw upon his death. I am settled and bend up each corporal agent of this terrible feat." So there you are. He's decided. Away and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know. Remember how we said this echoed her own words earlier in a previous scene? Be the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. Here he sort of echoes her words. It's different words, but it follows the same pattern, and you might pick up on that. Right, so hopefully that's just been a quick reminder. Different way of doing it, but think about the way, the persuasive techniques she uses, the questions, the mockery, the emotive language, the imperatives, and how his words echo hers. So hopefully you can see that it's very much important in terms of her posing the question, are you loyal to Duncan or are you loyal to me? And how she persuades her husband.